Dear students, now let's do test and evaluation of Act 4, Scene 1. First extract is Octavius. You may do your will, but he is a tried and valiant soldier. Antony, so is my horse Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. First question is, when does this conversation take place? Why does Octavius say, you may do your will? Answer is, when Mark Antony sends Lepidus to fetch Caesar's will after he departs, Antony speaks ill about him to Octavius Caesar. Then this conversation takes place. ठीक है, लेपिडस के जाने के बाद जब वो दोनों बातें कर रहे हैं, ऑक्टेवियस और ऑक्टेवियस, एंटनी एंड ऑक्टेवियस सीजर, then Antony speaks ill about Lepidus, and then this conversation takes place. Octavius allows Antony to decide his course of action regarding Lepidus, so he says, you may do your will. Second question is, who is the tried and valiant soldier? And the answer is Lepidus. Lepidus is a tried and valiant soldier. Second part of the question is, what has Antony just said about this person and about what he intends to do with him, which makes Octavius to defend him? Answer is, according to Antony, they shower honors on Lepidus, who is a slightly an unmeritable man. Okay, to relieve themselves of the burden of being blamed for their actions. He will bear them as the ass bears gold. After Lepidus has fulfilled his responsibilities, they will turn him off, dismiss him. Okay. Third question is, how does Antony continue to compare him with his horse? He compares Lepidus with his horse, with Antony's horse. Antony compares Lepidus with his horse to fight, to turn, to stop, to run straight ahead. Antony's mind controls his bodily movements, and to some extent Lepidus also has to be instructed and trained and told to go ahead, a fellow who lacks independent initiative. Next question is, what trait of Antony's nature does this scene reveal? Refer to two statements not connected with the tried and valiant soldier made by Antony earlier in this scene and show they illustrate the same trait. Answer is, Antony appears to be hypocritical, shrewd, and a sly politician. He has become ruthless and wicked. Antony agrees with Lepidus that Publius, his sister's son, shall not live, and he puts a mark on his name to damn him. He shows lack of moral scruples when he says, these many shall die. He plans to eliminate his opponents. Next question. State an occasion later in the play when Octavius again disagrees with Antony. Mention any two characteristic traits of Octavius as depicted in this scene. Answer. When Act 5, Scene 1 opens, Octavius mocks Antony for having said that the enemy would not come down but remains in the hills and upper regions. Now, instead, the enemy has planned to come down and plan to challenge them at Philippi, just as Octavius had stated. Octavius defends Lepidus against Antony's criticism. He is not afraid of Antony, he is alert and apprehensive that they are surrounded by enemies. Now comes the second extract, that is, he must be taught and trained and bid go forth. A barren spirited fellow, one that feeds on abjects, oaths, and imitations, which out of use and stilled by other men, begin his fashion. Do not talk of him but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are living powers. We must straight make ahead. Okay. First question is, who is the speaker of these lines? Who is the he being referred to here? What was he compared to by the speaker just before this extract? Answer is Mark Antony is the speaker of these lines. And who is he? Lepidus is he. Antony compares Lepidus with his horse. Second question is, on what errand has the speaker sent the barren spirited fellow? ठीक है, कौन से काम के लिए भेजा है? The barren spirited fellow. And who is this fellow? Lepidus. He has been sent to Caesar's house. And what is the purpose of sending him there? To fetch his will. Now comes the third question. Give the meaning on abjects, arts, and imitations, which out of use and styled by other men, begin his fashion. Do not talk of him but as a property. Antony speaks about Lepidus. Lepidus is the one who lives on rejected scraps. Okay. And artificial objects means imitations, which when they are out of fashion and worn out by overuse by other men, he considers new and attractive. Antony slyly asks Octavius to consider Lepidus only as a tool, means property. Fourth question is, what are Brutus and Cassius up to at this moment? Answer is Brutus and Cassius are living powers, that is raising their armies. Fifth question is, how does this scene reveal dark politics in action? Answer is, this scene reveals the darkening political scene, which is the direct consequence of Brutus' idealistic choice and action. The triumvirs intend to seize power by force and to eliminate everyone who even might be enemy. Lepidus consenting to his brother's death and Antony agreeing to have his nephew killed signify the extent to which these men are willing to ignore moral considerations. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.